Hello all loonies and normals, my name is Joe Silver, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Abe's Oddysee and Abe's Exodus. So I'm doing something a bit different this week. I'm actually doing two games from one franchise, which I don't normally do. But we're going to start with Abe's Oddysee. In Abe's Oddysee you play Abe. Now he's a Mudokon and he works at, well, let's be completely accurate, he's a slave at a meat processing plant on Oddworld. Now the scene starts, he's waxing the floors, which I presume must be his job, when he overhears the Glukkons, these strange beings that have no arms, don't ask, talking about the fact that their meat profits are down. So what do they decide to do? Well, what any evil organisation decides to do, chop up the Mudokons and use them as meat. Naturally, I don't know why. Anyway, the point is, he then tries to escape, but along the way he decides to save his fellow Mudokons, and that's your job throughout the game. It's a really fun game that was originally on the PlayStation. It really was, and it's now on Steam as well. You can get it on Steam, and they did recently bring out a newer version called New and Tasty, but my system can't handle that one, so I haven't been able to play that, unfortunately. But if you can, I would recommend that you do, because I have seen it and it looks really good. They fleshed out the cutscenes a bit more, they've made it look slightly 3D and 2D at the same time. Basically, you know, they've made it look really good. Honestly, if you can handle it, if your system can handle it, then do it. But if not, the original is still there and works on the PC, which I've played. Honestly, it's a brilliant game though, really good. I mean, Abe has his own way of communicating. Like, for example, at some points you have to do whistles and farts, believe it or not. Yes, I did actually just say that. Yes. There are parts that require you to fart. Don't ask me. It's obviously a game that was not meant to be taken too seriously. But yeah, I really do like it. I absolutely love it. I mean, you know, I really do. And people could, you know, you can play this. And the best part, as well, is if you don't save enough Mudokons, you get one ending. But if you do save enough, you get another ending. Now, I'm not going to spoil the game for you guys by telling you the endings. You're going to have to find that out for yourself if you're interested. But I tell you, it's a brilliant game. I absolutely loved it. Really did. So that's Abe's Oddysee. Now, Abe's Exodus follows directly after the end of Abe's Oddysee. Basically, what happens is that after escaping from the meat plant, you get a vision or a dream of some sort about these ghosts or these spirits or whatever they are, and they tell you that somewhere the Glukkons are using Mudokon slaves to dig up Mudokon bones from some mines. And so Abe, being the good guy that he is, he sets off and he walks across the desert with some of his friends, and eventually they find this mine. When they get there, however, there's a problem. His Mudokon friends drink some Soulstorm brew, which is made from the bones that they're digging up in that particular mine, and so doesn't affect them very well. In fact, it makes them rather ill. So your point is that for this particular game, your task not only is to cure the Mudokons who came with you, it's also to save more Mudokons, although in this one you can have multiple follow at once, whereas in the first one you couldn't. So that got quite annoying because you had to sort of save one, go back, save another, and so on. This one you can have multiple follow, which makes things a little easier. But you've got to cure the ones who are drunk. You've got to save the ones, the Medokans who are working there. Added problem, some of them are blind, which means you have to guide them without them being injured, because they can't see the dangers. They'll just keep walking until you tell them to stop. And once you've done that, you then shut down the mines the way you shut down the meat plant. Alright, I know I said I wouldn't say the ending, but how can you talk about one game with the second game without mentioning the ending of the first? But please, still play it, it's worth it anyway. But no, the point is your job then is to shut down the mines to stop them digging up the bones. Now, like I said, there are many features along the way that you are given in both games that I definitely won't tell you, because like I said, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I want you to really enjoy it yourself. I mean, a lot of you probably watching this are going to go, well, I've already played that game, I completed it years ago. And you probably did. And if you did, leave a comment below telling me what you thought of it and how much you enjoyed it or hated it. That would be even better. Honestly, like I said, I've played both. And, you know, and I just look and I just think, yeah, they are really brilliant games that were... They're more like the games I like to play, because modern games tend to rely too much on violence and, you know, on shooting and killing, and I can't be doing with those because, you know, because there's no fun in them. It's just bang, 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 bang. What's the point? But these games, they made you think. You had to work out, right, well, how do I get them across this area? You know? And you had to look for the secret areas, the ones that were not advertised. And you had to try and find the secret areas so you could save the Medokans in the secret areas. And you had to do a lot of things that you don't have to do in your average COD game, for example. And so I really loved it. I honestly did. I'll tell you, I absolutely loved it. My favourite game, which I've already talked about, is Stranger's Wrath. Now that was an Oddworld title as well. But as I say, I've already talked about that in a previous vlog, so I won't talk about that again. But that was another one, another Oddworld title, and that was brilliant as well. That was my favourite game. So yeah, so in these two titles, you play as Abe, as I've said, just to recap, and you save Medokans, but there are many complications along the way, and in each of them, I think in both of them, there is two endings, a good ending and a bad ending, so they have replayability as well, sort of, you can say, well, do you know what, first time round I'm going to do it properly, I'm going to try and save all the Medokans and get that ending. Then the next one you say, I'm not going to bother saving any Medokan, I'm just going to complete the game and see what happens when I do that. And you can. And it's brilliant either way, you know, because you get two different endings. So anyway, I have rambled enough. I'm sure you don't want to sit here and listen to me forever. So if you've liked what you've heard here, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment below, and goodbye.